There's something strange, almost surreal, about watching an actor arrive decades into his career. Not debut, not return, arrive. As if everything before was just a long warm up, and finally, after all the noise, he's ready to speak from somewhere real. That's what happened to me watching Kesari 2. Akshay Kumar leans against the dirt, his eyes flickering in the firelight. No punchline, no slow motion entry, just a man stripped of myth, and for the first time in years, I didn't see a superstar. I saw a human being. If you've grown up in India, you've lived with Akshay Kumar the way you live with a landmark. Always there, always moving. He's done over 150 films, some great, many forgettable, and a handful that have shaped entire genres. He's played the action hero, the funny guy, the national savior, the social reformer, the sci fi time traveler, and once, even a god. But in all those roles, there was always something missing. Not charisma, not dedication. Those were always on display. What was missing was vulnerability. That soft, unguarded space where a character stops being an idea and becomes a person. That's what Kesari 2 gives us. Not a performance, but a reveal. Now, let me say this upfront, Kesari 2 isn't a traditional sequel. It doesn't pick up from the original film's plot because there's nothing left to continue after the Battle of Saragarhi. What it does instead is inherit the soul of the first film and carry it somewhere unexpected, inward. To understand why this matters, you have to understand where he's coming from. Akshay's career has been built on momentum. In the last 10 years alone, he's averaged 3 to 4 films a year. Think about that. While most actors spend months preparing for one character, Akshay moves from one to the next like a factory line. Always on, always efficient. And for a while it worked. The audience loved the consistency. He was the man who never said no, the savior of box office slumps, the face of relevant cinema. But slowly the cracks began to show. The film started feeling the same. The patriotism began to sound hollow. The emotional beats felt rushed, like boxes being ticked. The audience changed, but the formula did. You and I, we saw it. We wanted more meaning. And what we got instead was messaging. But Kesari 2 is different. It's not just a better film, it's a braver Akshay. You can see it in the way he uses silence. He's no longer trying to fill every scene with movement or dialogue. He lets things breathe. You can feel his thoughts behind his eyes, haunted, searching, alive. It's not a look at me performance. It's be with me in this. It's almost as if Akshay Kumar has stopped playing the hero and started playing the man behind him. And for an actor whose entire image has been built on fitness, speed, and certainty, that's a radical shift. And maybe that's what makes his performance so powerful. He's finally okay with not being perfect. There's a scene, no spoilers, it lasts barely a minute, but in that minute you see everything. Nostalgia, regret, joy, and a sadness so deep, it doesn't need words. That scene alone is better than most of his films in the last 5 years. I honestly didn't think he had this in him. But looking back, maybe we should have seen it coming. There were flashes, Special 26, Airlift, Sangharsh, roles where Akshay showed restraint, where he leaned into character over charisma. But somewhere along the way, those performances were drowned in the sheer volume of his output. Too many films, too little space to grow. Kesari 2 gives him that space, and he finally takes it. Now I don't want to get too dramatic and say this is a full-blown career reinvention, but it is a turning point. Because for the first time in a long time, Akshay isn't trying to impress us. He's not selling anything. And ironically, that's what makes him more impressive than ever. So what does this mean going forward? It means there's hope. Not just for Akshay, but for actors like him, who've been typecast by their own success, who've been trapped in a loop of crowd pleasers and moralizing scripts. Because if someone as entrenched in the system as Akshay Kumar can take a risk like this, can choose introspection over image, then anything's possible. I'm excited again. Excited to see what roles he picks, what layers he uncovers, what stories he chooses to tell now. That he's finally found his voice, not as a star but as an artist. So if you've checked out of Akshay's career, I don't blame you. But you might want to check back in, because Kesari 2 isn't just a film, it's a signal. And if you're lucky, it's only the beginning.